Hey guys, Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. Hopefully it finds you all doing well. If not, sending some positive vibes, some love your way today, especially if you need it out there. You're not alone. Today I want to talk about probably one of the best champions in the game in Dracomorph. Now, if you leave a comment asking for a particular champion to be reviewed here on the channel, I try to always get to it, but sometimes it does take me a while, and a lot of you guys have noticed as I'm reviewing other champions that, oh, at the very top here is Dracomorph. I have him fully empowered, +4, and fully ascended. My only fully ascended champion on the account.
Wow, you really have that much faith in me?
Dude, I've been so unlucky with my fully ascended champions, but at least I have Dracomorph. So, behold, the world's strongest Dracomorph, ladies and gentlemen. Now, before we go into his kit and use him in Clan Boss, maybe a couple other areas as well, I want to show you, not a lot of players out there have probably been around since 2019. This is the same time they added the Dwarves faction crypts to the game, and Dracomorph was actually one of the worst champions out there in terms of legendaries in the game. I thought it'd be fun to take a look back at what he used to be. So these are the Plarium.com patch notes for, again, back in 2019. And you can see, interesting, there's a lot of changes here. You know, Raglan's cooldown decreased to 4 turns on Mercy. On Miracle, 3 turns. So it was 4 turns. Valkyrie cooldown to 4 turns. That was 5 turns before. I will link this if you guys want to go ahead and take a stroll back through memory lane on some of these champions. Either way, Dracomorph, legendary champion. His A1, it used to be, will attack 1 random enemy, any surplus damage if the target is killed. Okay, now will attack 1 random enemy with any surplus damage if the target is killed. Damage inflicted is equal to triple the surplus damage. That's since been changed as well since then, but we'll get to that in just a moment here. But really, I want you to focus in on Poison Jaws and Baleful Eye, his A2 and his A3 ability, right? It used to be 3 times at random. Now it's 4 times at random, and it used to have only 1 shot at placing a big version of poison for 2 turns. Now each hit, it's 4 turns, each hit has a 5%, places, excuse me, a 5% poison for 3 turns. His Baleful Eye used to be the strong version of Weaken and the weak version of Decreased Defense. Now it is the strong version of both. So yeah, definitely not that great before those buffs were added. You can see now the Seeping Pain damage increases by 10% for each debuff on the target. It's a very hard hitting A1. It still does have that surplus damage if the target is killed. Triple surplus damage. Surplus damage cannot be critical. That was the more recent balance added to the A1. A2, as we mentioned, 4 times at random. Each hit now has a 5% poison debuff for 3 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. That's a great poison ability here. And then we have the big version of Decreased Defense and Weaken, same ability on a 3-turn cooldown. One of the best debuffers in the game because of this particular ability. Put him up there with Lydia, put him up there with champions like Venus, right? So very good. We have him here in a 6-star Brimstone. So that's going to give us a 100% chance at placing a guaranteed and protected smite debuff, speed +10 as well. We already need accuracy on this champion anyway because of that poison, so we're going to be absolutely fine there. He does have accuracy in faction crypts, you know, not the most useful aura in the game, but still, we'll take what we can get here. In terms of masteries on this particular build of Dracomorph here, guys, really simple here. I actually picked up the HP because I did not need the extra accuracy on this build in the ways that I'm using him. I went down here and I grabbed Evil Eye, I grabbed Master Hexer to extend the duration of his debuffs. Evil Eye, you know, that decreased the target's turn meter on the first hit of the default skill for the first time. You know, it's useful for, you know, Ice Golem areas like that. We do have the offense tree, kind of an unorthodox offensive build here, but I don't hate it. It's fine. I went with a War Master as my tier 6 option on this champion. Certainly not an arena type build. You wouldn't be running Dracomorph in the arena unless you were early in the game and you were lucky enough to pull a Dracomorph. You would be a significant, you know, upgrade to whatever else you could get, War Maiden or whatever, as a debuffer in the early game. Life Drinker 2 heals by 5% of the damage inflicted when attacking with 50% HP or less is very helpful, especially on a big damage dealer like Dracomorph. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about how I have him geared out. You might notice I only have a perception set on him. What the heck, Ash? That's because I love running Dracomorph in a Relentless set, but I cannot run him in a Relentless set with the Clan Boss team that I'm about to show you guys. It will ruin the run and they'll all die, okay? So I put on a random destroy weapon on him for the first battle for Clan Boss, and then we'll replace this with a Relentless weapon instead, okay? So note that, but I love him in Relentless in general, everywhere except for Clan Boss. And in a lot of Clan Boss teams, you can actually run him in a Relentless set, just not the one that I'm about to show you guys, okay? Total stats on Draco, we have him at 47k on the HP, 6601 on the attack, 247 on the speed, which is incredible given that he has attack percentage boots on. So no speed boots on this Dracomorph. 97, that will be fixed on the 97 crit rate once we put his proper weapon on him. We're going to run him at 97 for now in Clan Boss. 248 on the crit damage, resistance 278, accuracy 383. How do we get there? Again, we have attack on the banner, a crit damage on the amulet. We have attack on a reaction ring on the ring, obviously. We have crit damage on the perception gauntlets. We have attack with more attack flat stat on the perception chest piece. We're looking for, obviously, speed. We're looking for crit rate. We're looking for crit damage. One thing that could be a little bit better is a little bit more crit damage on this champion, but we're still going to be absolutely fine. Trust me. A lot of his damage is coming from those poisons. Keep that in mind. And he's also acting as your main debuffer with that A3. So we have attack percentage with some accuracy, a double speed roll on those Relentless boots. Ooh, those are good. Those are really, really good. We get a trip speed roll, some crit rate on the shield. We have a trip crit rate roll, some speed on the helmet. And again, we will switch around that weapon in just a moment. So let's try this bad boy out here, guys. Believe it or not, I could make a much better, quote unquote, higher total Clan Boss team in Ultra Nightmare 1 key, but I'm using this old school team. It's Seeker, it's Warcaster, Helicath, and Doom Priest, and it gets the job done in a fair amount of time. Usually around 40, 42, 43 turns, I'm already at a 2 key, especially with that Brimstone on Dracomorph, right? So why change it if it's working, right? So I will show you, just in case you want to build a team like this, I will show you the presets and the speeds on this team really quickly here. So Helicath is at 247 speed. You can see that he's opening up with his A1 and he's not using his A2. Warcaster is not using his A2 and he's at 265 speed. We have Doom Priest not using her A2, and she's at 222 speed. We have Seeker here opening with his A1 ability at 251 speed, and Dracomorph again at 247 speed. So we do have on the Tailwind ability increased attack. If you were wondering why I had the increased attack buff of Doom Priest turned off, that's going to get more damage out of that A1, which actually hits pretty hard on Doom Priest. You can see I have the crit rate pretty high on some of these other champions, just trying to maximize my overall damage. That's not necessary, but of course it does help out overall, okay? So that is the team. Those are the speeds. Let's go ahead and give this a run. Now, the beautiful thing is as you guys know, we have a 100% chance at landing that smite debuff every single time a man uses his A1 or his A2 ability. So there it is, boom, easy. And that's just going to add up so much damage, guys. It's crazy. Having the 6-star Ascension on Dracomorph made this, before that, I think I had a 1-star on Dracomorph, right? It took this run from, usually took me around 48, 49 turns to 2 key with this particular team. And it took it to, as I said, sometimes as early as like around 40 turns, just depending on RNG and the affinity and whatnot. I am just absolutely racking up incredible damage, thanks to, again, the lucky raid gods bestowed upon me the 6-star Ascension.
Who gave it to you?
I was so happy when I pulled that Ascension, and believe it or not, it was, oh jeez, how long ago was it? Guys, be honest with me. Be honest with me. Do you watch other YouTubers? I know a few of them do this, but if I opened Soul Stones, a Soul Stone opening, be totally real with me here. If you don't like it, if it's stupid, then don't. I have never done it. And I don't know why, but I'm not sure if it'd be that interesting because, and also I know it wouldn't be that interesting for my wallet. So you guys let me know. Do you find that interesting at all? Go ahead and let me know, because if so, I will do some more Soulstone openings every now and again. I wouldn't overdo it, maybe like once a month max, on those type of videos. So you can see already our damage is really, really nice here. And Dracomorph is really the only, you know, traditional damage dealer, even though Helicath and Seeker, and even Doom Priest on the A1, as we spoke about, have really, really solid damage as well. Let's take a quick damage check of his abilities. That's, again, his A1 ability going in right there. Around 200k damage, not too bad, right? So he's doing what, around 250k damage, plus all those poisons off the A2 as well, off of those 4 hits. That's really gnarly, man. That's a lot of damage, dude. And that smite basically stays up there the entire time. Again, coming through with a 250k because of the War Master proc as well. Hey, are we going to place decreased defense on the clan boss at any point here, Dracomorph? Are you ever going to use your A3 ability? What is up with that?
Not today, Satan. Not today.
That weaken is from Helicath. Am I crazy, or has he gone through his cycle and not used his A3? Let's see. It should be up now, right? Okay, so he's not going to use his A3. He doesn't want to place his decreased defense. How about this, guys? I wasn't even aware of this, right? He's just pounding away with his A. I guess the weaken on the clan boss is good enough for him, man. But normally he would be using his A3. It's not turned off or anything like that. So I guess seeing the big version of weaken already on there, Draco is just like, nah, man, I'm just going to keep hammering away with the A1 and the A2, which again, hey, it gets the job done, but I would be curious to compare the damage there. I'd never noticed that until recording this very video, and I'm not going to redo the video either. I think it's actually just pretty interesting, right? So, no decreased defense. Gosh, I want to go back. You know what I want to do? I'm going to run 2 clan boss battles for you guys. I'm going to run this one. I'll show you the end result, and then I'm going to make sure that he's prioritizing his A3. And with the decreased defense added on here, let's check the damage differential, okay? I'll be right back. All right, guys, here we go. So 78 million damage with not one decreased defense debuff the entire battle. Dracomorph puts out 45 million damage. Now, I'm very curious. 7.4, 6.7, 7.2, 12 million from Helicath. I'm very curious where we're going to edit the team. We're going to use the gems because this experiment is going to be worth it here, right? We're going to go back into the log, and we're going to go to Dracomorph, and we're going to go ahead and make this the first choice now. So now he will be placing the decreased defense the entire battle. Obviously, he'll deal less damage, right? You'd assume, by using all of those A3s, but the rest of the team with the increased defense and his A1 and the hits on the A2 should be dealing more damage as well. Let's see which does more. Just to show you guys to the beginning here, just so you can see that it's actually working and actually landing, right? Here we go, Baleful Eye, boom, decreased defense. We saw it for the first time. So let's see what the difference is going to be. I'm very curious here, guys. Be right back. Holy moly, guys. 89 million! Oh my god. Oh my god. All I had to do was go in there and make sure he's actually prioritizing the A3. Wow. I guess that changes things a little bit, huh, guys? Let's go ahead and try Dracomorph in the dungeons, in maybe a Doom Tower boss as well. Let's do this. All right, guys. Holy moly. So, real life here. I had to take a work call, so an hour has passed since we finished that clan boss run, even though it's been about, I don't know, 2 seconds for you guys. And I'm still mind blown right now. The whole call, I've been like, wow, Dracomorph, dude. I had to prioritize the A3 or he wouldn't use it, dude. Anyway, let's go to Relentless Gear and get a better... Okay, we're going to put this weapon on him, and we're going to slot him out in a dungeon team here. Let's go ahead and run Ice Golem. His stats are fairly the same as where we had them earlier. But heck, if any of you guys are running Draco with Helicath, you might want to try to do the same thing. Make sure he's actually using his A3, right? So let's go to Ice Golem's peak. Ice Golem 25. You know, we don't need all these champions. Let's 3-man this team. I just want an excuse to add Knock the Paralyzer to the video, guys. I really love this dude. I love his passive. He's a healing machine. Great synergy with other poison champions. So what better champions to watch him with than Grishnak, Vermin Lord, and Dracomorph. Now, Grishnak is just a one-man wrecking crew. He is not empowered. He is not ascended. But he can basically outdamage anybody in almost any area of my account, man. He's that good. He's that crazy with the bombs, the protected poisons, and so on and so forth. And you'll see Noct here, just all of those heals constantly going off, because anytime a tick of poison goes off against the enemy, he's going to go ahead and heal everybody on the squad by 1% of his own max HP. So these waves are going to be fairly easy for this 3-man team. I'll come back to you when we get to the Ice Golem. All right, guys, here we go against Clysis and his minions. Little trivia for you guys. Clysis is the name of the Ice Golem.
My name is Henry, by the way.
So here we go. The 3-man squad, or I should say maybe a 1 rat, 1 lizard, and 1, what is Noct? What do you think he is? I guess a man. There we go. All right, so here we go. Verminlord going to go ahead and go in there with all the protected poisons. Man, before they nerfed his A1 Dracomorph, that excess damage off that A1 could one-shot the Ice Golem. I'm sure there's some YouTube videos out there of it, guys. But good lord, it was really insane. So the whole idea here is that we keep the team alive. The biggest thing you have to be careful of an Ice Golem, obviously, is him wiping out your entire team if you have too much firepower in there. But things are looking pretty dang good right now. He comes in with the AoE attack, not too strong. This team's got it on lockdown. Unfortunately, we're not landing any of his our debuffs because his debuff slot is totally full. Man, Verminlord just hogging things right now. Just hogging the whole debuff bar, bro. Not cool, but it's okay. He's just the dude. He's laying the smackdown, man. He will not stop. He's hogging all the damage from Dracomorph here. But either way, I'm curious to see how things will end up here. I'm going to show you guys a... okay, so what do we have? 2 million, 5 million, 1.3 million. He has poisons as well, and 1.2 on the heals. Let's see what we have here. Defense percentage, no thank you on the crit rate. I do want to take you guys really quickly to Doom Tower. He's a great champion against Eternal Dragon, against the Griffin. Where am I going? Against the Griffin. He's really can be used against a lot of the Doom Tower bosses as a debuffer. I especially like him against the Magma Dragon as a debuffer and a DPS. This is Magma Dragon hard, floor 100. I have a Bivald of the Thorn and War Chief as kind of tandem provokers on the squad. I have Vrask and Ferrican the Fat. And then I have, obviously, Draco as my debuffer. I'll come back to you guys when we get to the dragon. All right, guys, here we go against the Magma Dragon. Now, I do want to point out, if any of you guys are struggling against this boss, especially at higher level difficulties, even if you have a really solid provoker on the squad like we do here, sometimes their health can get incredibly low, and the other times they can die. It can be a pain to have to revive them, make sure they re-aggro, reapply their provoke, etc. So I think that Vrask is just absolutely incredible for the Magma Dragon in a relentless set. That's why I have him here on this team. That's basically going to make sure that we're able to heal up our tank, our provoker, in between those really hard hits from the Magma Dragon, especially, again, as we scale up difficulties and levels. You can see War Chief has a ton of defense, a ton of HP, and he still loses around half his HP there. That's why we love Vrask. Again, he's going to get a chance to go probably 2 turns here before the dragon goes. Let's see. Need to get him a little bit faster there, but either way, it's nice to have that heal in between. We don't have an increased speed on the squad either. Yeah, so this is the strategy that I love using in Magma Dragon. Of course, I normally run, a Cardial, maybe a little bit better versions of ally attack champions on this squad, but either way, running an ally attacker with a champion like Dracomorph is nice and easy. You gotta love Draco, man. The poisons, a ton of damage on all his hits, and the 2 most essential damage debuffs, damage improving debuffs, if you will, with Weaken, 25% extra damage just flat out on anybody who has Weaken, and then of course obviously reducing the defense with decreased defense. And it's the big version now, not the crappy version like it was early in 2019. So hey guys, this isn't that exciting to watch, I don't think, so I'm gonna wrap up at the end of this battle and we'll call it a video. Alright guys, so Dragon is down 2 million from Dracomorph, so carrying the damage certainly for the team. And man, check out those heals from Vrask too. Shout out to Vrask, 1.5 million in the heals. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Really appreciate you watching all the way till the end. And as always, take care, guys.